RockEyez would like to welcome Eric Davidson, Dead Horse Trauma. Hey, man, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Great, great. Congratulations on Life, the upcoming album.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. The band started in 2006 in Iowa. Why did you really want to go into music?
Oh, man, I really enjoyed music and, you know, what it did for people. I can remember growing up and watching people like Michael Jackson. You know, it really made people want to dance, you know,
right.
kind of express themselves. Another song that really hit me at one time was Genesis, No Son of Mine. You know, like a lot of different kind of emotions can be, you know, really stimulated by music. So I just kind of really dug the way that it had a control over people. And so I really wanted to go for that.
Cool, cool. Now, how'd you find out you had a talent for singing?
I didn't. I just, well, I started the band as a guitarist. Right. I was gonna, you know, play. I like writing music. You know, I was always writing in like loop stations and things, and playing solo. You know, in my room. You know, kind of recording things, and ended up doing a demo with 4 tracks on it. And you know, I had the idea to start the band, and I really wanted to start it with my friend from high school. So I approached him, and just you know, really start laying some guitar tracks down, and we ended up just doing all the parts. And then it came time to do vocals, and so we really wanted a specific kind of a vocalist, you know, something that was real, you know, staccato but still melodic, you know, but not too, you know, overly growly, that kind of thing. And so I just laid some stuff down, and then we were just talking about it. We were just like, why don't you do it? And I was like, all right, well, we'll give it a shot, you know. But so we couldn't really find anybody else that did it that style, and you know, just wanted to do it.
Wow, wow. Now, you shared the stage with like Alice Cooper, Skillet, Papa Roach, just to name a few. What is it like when, you know, you're up on that stage and you see just a sea of people just staring at you and, you know, getting into the music and stuff like that? What's that feeling like?
Oh, it's a rush. It's an adrenaline rush. I mean, it's more times than not. You know, your practice takes over. I mean, you rehearse and you work on the same thing and your performance over and over and over again until it's second nature. You know, like, I'm a strong believer that you need to practice something until you can't get it wrong. Right. You know, and just keep hitting it. And you know, no matter what, if it's a small crowd or even a, you know, giant crowd of 30,000 people, you know, sometimes it's you know, hits you the same way. It goes back to the way you train yourself. Right. So really, you know, it's about the same feeling, you know, either way. You know, the people are there to see you, and, you know, some people might not be, but, you know, you're there to perform. Right, right. Now, back in your high school days or earlier days, what music did you listen to? Oh, I loved, I was really into rap, you know, in high school, like Bone Thugs and Harmony, Cypress Hill, Eazy-E, Notorious B.I.G., that kind of stuff. Right. And I really dug it. And then I got into Marilyn Manson. And then Chimera, I was really hooked from there. I was like, you know, metal's kind of my way to go. You know, but early on, you know, I used to like bands like Genesis and Stone Temple Pilots. Really dug Stone Temple Pilots. Right. Wow. Did you go to many concerts or anything like that? Oh, yeah. Right? Yeah, Cold Chamber, Slipknot, you know, Dead Front, a lot of bands here in Des Moines that, you know, really led the scene. 35-inch Mutter. Right. You know, a lot of bands that came up around the era before Slipknot. I mean, I really dug them. Right. And, you know, so, you know, I always make my way. I lived in a town about 60 miles east of Des Moines. And so Des Moines was the big city to come to for shows. So I'd always, you know, find a way. You know, one time I was grounded. My mom said that I couldn't go to this concert. It was a Cold Chamber show. It was like Cold Chamber, Slipknot, System of a Down. You know, I think a Pledge Allegiance tour or something like that. Right. Wow. But, you know, I was told I couldn't go, so I was like, man, you know, so I was like, well, I'm going to the gas station real quick. And then I just took off and went to the show anyway. I remember that. I was like, I wasn't going to miss this show. I had tickets, and I was, you know, really, really pumped about it. But that was my getaway. You know, I could get away from the small town stuff just by going to shows. Right. Wow. Now, Life, the new album that's coming out, you just got signed to a distribution deal. How'd that go down? Oh, man. We had a few different offers from different labels, and that was the one that really stuck out as far as, we kept going back and forth with a lot of people, and it was, it's a choice of either going into so far debt that you might never come out of, or having the freedom to do what we wanted to do. And this deal right here just screamed, do this. This is exactly what you're doing and what you want to do. So it granted us the freedom to use resources that we've never been able to use before, and to kind of push us into a whole other level of the way we do things.
Right.
So yeah, it was a no-brainer for us.
Cool. Now, you really do, with the new album, go into some sensitive issues. Was that meaningful for you then to go through, I guess, I don't know if you went through flashbacks or just feelings and stuff like that about the tracks on Life?
It was more about being able to identify with a lot of people. I have a method of writing to try to put myself in an altered personality. I'll become a character. I'll write a story, and figure out exactly where I want to go in this story, right, and then try to base the songs around different instances that can go in there. And it could be a matter of just like a picture, that I think of, or a whole situation that somebody would go through. But the story this time was, a story of life, and the way that things can really hit somebody. Right. And so, something like Left Unsaid would, I did most of my writing about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Right. We were at the studio. Literally, we were at Crisis Lab Studio, working with Rick Lander. And during the day, we'd do a lot of recording, and then at night it was time for me to write. So I would just write and sit down and really put myself into a character. I'd be completely alone in the north end of the building. Right. And I would just try to become another character, another person, and just like write from that point of view. And so that's kind of like where the stuff comes from. It's identifying with certain people, and we tried to make this as dynamic as we could to try to reach everybody. Right.
Yeah. Now you just got off a tour, or maybe you're still on tour with the Road Rage to Revival tour. How'd that go?
That was one of our worst tours ever. We actually had to cancel a lot of shows. Wow. We we were supposed to go to the West Coast and stuff, and on the way to Lincoln, we were on our way to Denver. In Lincoln, Nebraska, we ended up breaking down and had to dump, roughly $4 or $5 grand into our vehicle just to get it going again. Wow. So we're back to square one, as far as, our tour vehicle, and, we got everything kind of fixed up, ready to go, got a whole new engine in it. Right. And, we're ready to hit it again with the Life Tour.
Right. I know you, our interview was set up by Shauna O'Donnell, and, how does she work out into the program doing the PR stuff?
Oh, man. She's been with us since, long ago. I think I was still living in Ames. We've been working together pretty much, it feels like forever. She was kind of starting out as a publicist in, Moine Magazine. I had a friend, Matt Miller, who hooked me up with her. And, ever since then, she did a big article on us when we were first starting out. I remember, I think it was called Midwest Finest. It's probably still up online. Right. But it was just after our first full-length album was released. We were kind of looking for somebody to work with, and we had no idea what we were doing. So we're trying to get as big an outlet as we could to try to reach bigger, better places. Right. And she was all about helping us out. She gave us advice, and she's still giving us advice to, get where we need to go.
Cool. Now, your image on stage, I guess, like the press release photo and stuff like that, does image mean a lot to you?
Yeah. I mean, you can, to me, it's more about, a performance. People go there to expect to see a show. Right. So if they go up, like you'll see a lot of opening bands, just hop up there on there, play their music, and, it's really, all about the music. But, you can make it a lot more of an audio-visual performance if, like, you completely displace the way that an audience sees you. So if you look, subhuman or just, completely abnormal, from what people see generally day to day, then, it's going to, kind of envelop them a little bit more as far as the way the music goes. Right. So that's what we try to go for, is like, really, really showing people an audio-visual performance, you know, and kind of take them away.
Right.
You know, wear contacts and war paint and all sorts of stuff.
I'm into that. You know, I you know, Alice Cooper was one of my idols, so, you know, I'd rather see a show than, like you said, someone coming on jeans and T-shirt that don't impress me. You know, so I'm glad for you guys. Tell me about Fugue State.
Fugue State is the second in our series of videos. Like I said, Left Unsaid was kind of our first single. You know, there's a little story behind that, and it's, you know, the song's about addiction, and, you know, we did a lyrical video to kind of, you know, show that was what that was about. And Fugue State is kind of the prequel to what happened in Left Unsaid.
Right. Cool.
It also kind of foreshadows onto the next video that we're going to have for Rusting in Pieces.
Cool. Now, Fugue State, you do give a little snippet of the video on your Facebook and stuff like that. Naturally, I didn't get to see the whole thing yet because it's not out yet, right? So,
right.
You know, so I guess I think tomorrow's the day?
Yeah, tomorrow at 4:30 Central Time, 5:30 Eastern. We're going to release it to the world on our brand new Vivo channel. So you can also, it should be on YouTube, on the YouTube Vivo channel.
Right.
You know, they'll be getting a real good push this Thursday, too.
Cool. Now, how'd you come up with the name, Dead Horse Trauma?
Dead Horse Trauma? Well, we're looking for a name that really stuck out. You know, it's going... at the time, you know, we really had an approach of, you know, wanting to manipulate people's brain activity. You know,
Right.
We're going for mind control, you know, backmasking in our music, you know, kind of hidden repetitiveness.
Right.
You know, that was kind of, the idea was to try to use the methods that our society and media uses on the human population as a music kind of weapon, you know, like to infiltrate people's minds and to make them, you know, like us more, you know, to try to, you know, it was that form of marketing.
Right.
So we're looking for a name that kind of had a dichotomy of, you know, what it could be. It reminds you of another word, and, you know, dead horse trauma kind of sounds like blunt force trauma.
Right. Yeah.
Dead horsing is kind of a term used when somebody's passed out at a party. You know, if a girl's passed out and somebody, you know, has sex with her, dead horsing is kind of like how dead horse trauma is kind of how we as a society are taken advantage of in our collective unconsciousness.
Right.
So we have that kind of the fuel. It's to wake people up.
Cool.
That's what our name means, and, you know, we're just all about kind of, you know, getting through people's heads.
Cool. Now, when you come out on tour in 2017, will you be coming to the East Coast?
Yeah. Yep. We're definitely hitting every corner of the U.S. on the live tour.
Cool. So what's your
Can't
goal?
say when it'll be.
Go ahead.
Can't say exactly when it'll be.
Right. Wow. Well, what's your goal for this tour?
The goal for this tour is to get life into as many people's hands as possible. We're kind of, you know, building and proving our name out there, you know, as a brand new member of the Sony Orchard family. So we're pumped to get a brand new album out. You know, and this is kind of we recorded this album in a different way than we ever have, you know, any other album. So we're really excited to see what people think about it.
Cool. Now, how can people get in touch with you? How can people pre-order the album, merchandise, anything? NewDHT.com. NEWDHT.com is where you can pre-order the album. We got some deals for $10. You know, you get the digital copy. $15, you get it a little bit early. $25, you get a signed copy. That kind of deal. We get, you know, handwritten lyric sheets and different stuff sent out right there. Cool. Very cool. Eric Davidson.
Google Dead Horse Trauma.
Cool. Eric Davidson, Dead Horse Trauma. I appreciate the little chat we had, and congratulations on the live album. Would you like to say anything to the fans out there?
Just a huge thank you to all of our fans. You guys are always there for us. You know, you've always proven that you've had our back. You know, for when we're breaking down or doing anything. You know, thank you so much for spreading the word out about us.
Cool. Thanks a lot, Eric.
Thank you.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.